Shameless people. Am I the asshole for asking my neighbor to wait at her own place until her laundry was done? Yesterday, after I picked my son up from school, my neighbor stopped me outside the building and asked if she could use my washing machine because hers was broken. I said yes, she's a neighbor after all. While she was gathering laundry at her place, I made hot grilled cheese sandwiches for myself and my son. When she came over, I showed her where the machine was. She loaded it, then wandered into the kitchen. Out of nowhere, she asked if she could have a sandwich. Maybe I really am the asshole, but that felt weird to me. I said I'd only made 2. She acted surprised, like why if you knew I was coming? Well, she came over to do laundry, not to eat my sandwiches. My son offered her half of his. I usually put egg in those sandwiches. She took a bite, made a face about the egg even though it was obvious there was egg in it, and asked where the trash was. My son told her, "Don't throw away food," so she handed him back the half she'd already bitten. I asked him to trade halves with me and then quietly tossed that piece when he wasn't looking. Then she asked to use the bathroom. Of course I said yes. After that, she came back to the kitchen and asked if I had anything to drink. I said no and suggested she wait at home while her stuff finished washing. She goes, "What, am I trying to get rid of you?" I said we needed to do homework. She said we wouldn't bother her. I added that we wanted to keep distractions low. Finally, she said, "Fine, I can tell when I'm not welcome," and left. When she came back to move things to the dryer, she looked clearly annoyed. I apologized for hurting her feelings. She said it was fine, but it was obvious she was pissed. Then she left. Part of me feels awkward and part of me is furious. Who acts like that? Update. Small update on my unhinged neighbor with the broken washer. She showed up again. I know 90% of you said never to let her in again, so you're probably judging me right now. In my defense, I was kind of thrown off by the whole thing. She flagged me down again as we walked up to the building, said to wait, she had something for me. I stopped. I don't even know why. Maybe because I'm an idiot. I figured if I didn't wait, she'd just knock on the door later anyway. She came back with a pie and said it was to thank me for the laundry. I thanked her and said she shouldn't have. She said, "Let's go inside and try a piece." I said my son was about to have quiet time. She said, "Perfect, we'll eat pie while he sleeps." A lot of you said she might be hitting on me and that idea was still in my head, so I said, "Okay, then let's call your husband too." I figured that would shut it down. He outright. She lit up. "Great idea. You take the pie in, I'll go grab him." My son and I went inside, and feeling like a hostage, I started cutting the pie. She showed up with her husband. I've never seen a guy look so tired and embarrassed at the same time. We ate pie, and the whole time she was asking me weird questions, while her husband sat there looking annoyed. Every so often, she'd say something and give him a pointed look, and he pretended not to notice. When the pie was done, she asked if I had coffee. Her husband said, "Honey, he needs to put his son to bed. Let's go home." She said, "Oh, we're not bothering him." "Yes, you are," he said, took her by the elbow and let her out. Outside, she kept insisting she wasn't bothering anyone. Honestly, I kind of fell in love with that guy. As weird and annoying as all this was, I feel way calmer about the neighbor now. The comments had some wild theories that really stressed me out, but after meeting her husband, I'm pretty sure she's just bored. She still annoys me, but she doesn't seem as creepy. So everyone who worried she was trying to seduce me, spy on me, or steal something, don't worry. Based on her husband's reaction, she's just like that. Update. My neighbor found my ex-wife on Facebook and messaged her. I have a crushed neighbor who clearly has boundary issues. She's pushed her way into my house twice, and after that, I started making it clearer she shouldn't come over. I thought I was getting through to her, but turns out I'd only seen a fraction of what she's capable of. An hour ago, my ex called me screaming. The neighbor had found her on Facebook to confirm whether she was my ex. She said yes. Then the neighbor asked if she knew where I live now. My ex said she did. Then the neighbor asked why our son doesn't live with his mom. My ex blocked her and immediately called me to say everything she thinks. I'm floored. I want to yell at the neighbor, but I don't want to look unhinged. I apologized to my ex, but she's still upset. How can anyone be so entitled they think it's okay to meddle in strangers' lives? She's just my neighbor. We're not even friends. This is too much. Update. I talked to her husband and he said he'd handle it. I'm sure he talked to her, but nothing seems to stick. My son and I were eating breakfast and I heard a knock. I thought, sure, it can't be her, but it was. I looked through the peephole, she was standing there. I went back into the kitchen and pretended nobody was home. Straight up ignored her. My son asked why I didn't open the door. I said, sometimes when you're doing something important and it's not urgent, you don't have to answer. I explained breakfast is an important part of our day and this wasn't an emergency, so I wasn't opening. She knocked for a long time, felt like forever. At some point, her husband must have come out because I heard him call her name. She said, I know he's home, his car is there. She's impossible, I swear. I kept ignoring her. From the sounds of it, he basically dragged her off the porch, but I didn't check. What a nightmare of a woman. Update. Laundry, Facebook, and terrible baking. I'm not sure all her baking is terrible, I only tried it once, but let's say yes. My unhinged neighbor has fixated on me and my kid. She pretended her washer was broken to get inside and snoop. Then she forced her way in again with some awful pie. After that, I tried to avoid her, so she found my ex on Facebook and started digging through her. Just to be clear, we were never friends with this woman. We're neighbors. Her behavior isn't just odd anymore, it's scary. She tried to come over again with some dish. I ignored her and didn't open the door. Last night, I'm pretty sure she's knocking again. I didn't verify it was her, but I almost don't doubt it. She's got me so wired that every noise outside I blame on her. Of course, it wasn't always her. I doubt some ladies crawling through the bushes at night, but that's how on edge she got me. This morning, before I took my son to daycare, I installed a video doorbell and went to work. When I was wrapping up at the office, I got a notification. She was at the door again with another tray. I told her through the app that I was at work. She said she wanted to talk. I said again I was at work and didn't want to talk. She asked if we could talk when I got back. I said no. She said she wanted to clear the air. I said that wasn't necessary. I said I wasn't mad at her. I lied, but I didn't want to talk to her or see her. She said she was worried about me. Said we got home late last night, it was around 8, and my son looked unwell. He was just asleep. She said it was weird I was at work because it's Sunday. Yeah, I work Sundays. And if I have problems, she can help. The condescending tone of everything she said made my skin crawl. At that point, I stopped being polite, told her to get off my property, said I didn't want her around me or my son, said I scared me. She tried to argue, I stopped answering and just watched her on the app. She kept saying she only wanted to help. She knocked again at some point, then finally left with her tray. This whole thing really drains me. Part of me doesn't even want to go home. It's insane. She acts like she has the right to barge into my space and steal my time, like my porch is a public plaza and I owe her explanations about my life. It infuriates me. Maybe I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. I get that she's bored and sticking her nose in, but she needs a new hobby. Animal shelters always need volunteers. The shameless neighbor threatened to call the police. My shameless neighbor, the one I've written about, was totally fixated on me. I thought things were calming down. I put a video doorbell up and she knocked less often, like she was running out of steam. Last night, my son and I were at a friend's party, lots of kids. The hosts offered sleepovers if you wanted. When the kids were asleep, the adults had a few drinks. I left my son and my car at their place to pick up in the morning, which I did. I walked home alone and went straight to bed. I woke up to a door cam notification. It was her. I didn't open, I watched on the camera. She said I knew I was home and if I didn't open, she would call Child Protective Services. I said through the camera that my son was sleeping over at a friend's place and told her to get off my porch. She asked why he was sleeping over on a Monday night. I said it wasn't her business and told her to leave again. Then she said she'd call a welfare check if I didn't show her proof he was okay. I couldn't take it. I went out the back door and headed to her house. She almost spotted me on her porch and ran after me. I knocked on her door, her husband opened right as she ran up to the entrance. I'm kidding, her husband opened and asked what was going on. I told him what she did and what she threatened. He started yelling at her, asking what the hell was wrong with her, told her to go inside. She told him not to raise his voice, the neighbors would hear. He said the neighbors already think she's bleep because they keep seeing her force her way to my house. She told him to stop, he told her again to go inside. She went in. He apologized to me and said she wouldn't come over again. I felt weird about the whole screaming match. I was still a little buzzed, so I said okay and went home. So far, it's quiet. We'll see what happens next. We moved to Puerto Rico. Now people we barely know are flooding us with requests to come visit. Pretty self-explanatory from the title. A couple years ago, we moved from Ohio to beautiful Puerto Rico. We post photos a lot, gorgeous beaches, mountain views from the house, great food, all that. Now people we barely know keep messaging us asking if they can come stay with us. Basically a cheap vacation. It drives me nuts. Every time I feel like a jerk making excuses for why we can't host. The truth is, we're private people. We don't want our lives flipped upside down for a week or two for guests. Take the latest case, your own brother and his wife. Over the last 20+ years, I've talked to him maybe 3 times, and only at relatives' funerals. I've seen his wife in passing at 2 of them. We're not even Facebook friends. A few months ago, he called awkwardly asking if he and his wife could stay with us on their Puerto Rico trip. I actually had other plans on those dates and politely declined. I'm sure the main push came from his wife. She was in the background the whole call. Then tonight, I get a Facebook friend request from his wife with a message, can they come for a week in June? Not just the 2 of them, but 2 of their friends too. I don't get where people get the nerve to ask for something like that. I don't even love hosting close friends and family, let alone people I barely know. Hosting is a ton of work. You entertain, feed people, make sure they're comfortable. I'm not planning to reply to the Facebook message, but if they're bold enough to call again, I'll say straight, I barely know you. I'm uncomfortable having you live here for 2 weeks, especially with people I've never heard of. Honestly, I don't want to get to know you better. Have a nice life. See you at the next funeral. We'll chat for 2 minutes there. Some psycho decided the elevator was only for her. Yesterday, when I was trying to leave work, the weirdest thing happened. The elevator on our side of the building is already painfully slow. There's only one. Plus, it has priority mode for moving bodies, so sometimes it doesn't stop for anyone else, so you can wait forever. I was leaving late, later than I wanted. I hit the button, the car was on the first floor, so I definitely called it first. I know that doesn't really matter, but it makes what happened even more annoying. Yes, I'm angry. It went up to the 7th floor where I was, passed me, and kept going up. That happens when someone higher up hits the button after you. The elevator serves them first, then picks you up on the way back. It crawled to the 3rd, took forever, then finally started descending. The doors opened. I was about to step in. This unhinged woman goes, "Don't get in here. I don't ride with people who aren't wearing masks. You can't come in." I was so stunned, I just stood there. The doors started closing. I said, "Sorry, but I need to ride." I almost stepped in. She started yelling again, "You can't! It's for health reasons!" I looked at her like she was insane, said, "Okay, cool." Let the doors close, thinking I'm not dealing with a psycho screaming at me. When the elevator came back up and I finally got in, on the 3rd floor there was a guy who looked clearly pissed too. She must have pulled the same thing with everyone on the way down. And yes, I'm vaccinated. I wore a mask for years. I work in healthcare. I get it. And I'm always willing to accommodate someone who actually has health issues or is high risk. But nobody I've met with those issues screams at people from the elevator door, "Don't get in." Usually it's, "Sorry, I'm immunocompromised. Could you maybe take the next one?" If you're that fragile, why are you in public spaces putting yourself in that situation? Next time, take the stairs. Seriously, people get stranger every day. My neighbor says I'm stunting her kids' development because I won't let them cut through my backyard on the way to the park. About 6 months ago, I bought my first house. It has a nice fenced backyard that backs onto a wooded trail into a popular park. Going around the block is 10 minutes, cutting through my yard is 30 seconds. Meet Linda. She lives 2 houses down and has 3 kids, all under 10. A couple weeks after I moved in, I caught Linda and the kids unlatching the gate and going through my yard. I came out and politely said I'd prefer they didn't, for safety reasons and because I have a dog who doesn't always react calmly to strangers on the property. Linda's response was basically, "Well, the old owners always let us. It's easier for the kids." I explained I'm not the old owner and asked them to use the regular route. I thought that was the end of it. Then yesterday, I came home early and saw her kids climbing over my fence, not even using the gate, just climbing. I told them to get down and go home. 5 minutes later, Linda was on my doorstep, furious. She didn't apologize. Instead, she started yelling that I wasn't neighborly and hostile toward kids. She seriously claimed that making them walk the long way harms their development and steals their park time. Then demanded I give her a key to the gate so she could supervise them using the shortcut. I said if I see her or her kids on my property again, I'll call the police for trespassing and set up cameras. She called me a bitter child hater and left. Now a few neighbors who apparently don't want drama with her say I'm overreacting. It's just a yard, like it's easier to let them through than ruin neighborhood vibes. I honestly don't get how anyone thinks they have a right to use someone else's property just because it's convenient. My dad's ex thinks she's coming on our family vacation for free after trash talking us last time. My dad dated a woman for about a year. Let's call her Anne. I liked her at first. Dad usually has terrible taste in women, so I was pleasantly surprised. We talked a lot. She tried to do things for me, gave gifts, insisted on girls' nights, just the 2 of us, matching bracelets, pajamas, all that. Important context, I don't talk to my mom. She was abusive and basically absent. Anne knew that. I thought she was really trying to be a mother figure for me, even though I'm almost 30. Honestly, that broken little girl inside me bought it. I really thought she cared. About a month ago, she and Dad broke up. We were at the family cabin celebrating a holiday with Grandma. It ended in a huge blow-up. She went off on him and said horrible things about our family. I'm the only daughter, and for some reason she came at me hardest. She said I'm fat and shallow, that I spend hours on hair and makeup because I'm desperate for male attention, and that I use my body for work. I'm a bartender, for Christ's sake. She called me a slut, yeah, that word, and that was the mild part. She insulted my gay brother with homophobic slurs, hinted he's like that because dad raised him wrong, said her sons would beat my brother's asses, called my grandma an old fat expletive. Total garbage. She wasn't saying it to our faces, but we heard it. They were on the porch. Why she dumped him isn't totally clear. Seems she was mad he bought a house near my grandma when she wanted him closer to her family. They didn't live together, but when he talked about buying a place, she thought it was for both of them. About a month later, Dad said she reached out and wants to talk and fix things, and he's serious about it because he's a sucker who lets women treat him and us like trash. He says she's sorry, didn't mean it, loves me, has psychological issues because an ex cheated on her. I'm like, seriously? So she can manipulate and lie to my face while secretly thinking awful things about me just to stay close to Dad and look good because someone cheated on her? Sure. Now here's why she's actually shameless. My brothers, aunt, uncle, and I booked a family cruise for Dad's birthday. It'll be us, cousins with partners, grandma, aunt, uncle, and their partners, and Dad. At the time, Anne was supposed to come too. We paid for everything. I don't have spare money, by the way, but we wanted to give Dad this gift. He loves cruises. Grandma's slowing down but has never been abroad, and Dad adores her. So we paid for Dad and Anne's cabin and flights. And Miss Anne seriously thinks she's still going on this cruise. She was shocked when she found out her ticket was canceled. Dad asked us to reconsider. We said if he brings her, we'll give his cabin to someone else and he'll either stay home or buy his own cruise. This one's probably sold out, at least in his price range. Anne never apologized to us, said horrible things, and still expects us to pay for her trip. And she's offended because she already bought swimsuits and whatever. Sorry, Anne, I don't want to traumatize you with my fat body in a bikini on the beach. You should stay home. Thanks for watching. In the comments,